space. Very interesting. Like on electricity grids and stuff like that. Then he went into fintech, started building out their systems, engineering team, information security team, compliance program. And now Matt is at Minted, which I'm going to let him describe what they do and what he does there. Personally, I am Sam Adler. I run marketing here at DoControl, but it's not about me. We're going to talk about you. So first question, yeah, just tell me a little bit about yourself and your new role at Minted, because I know you just joined just a little while ago.
Yeah, I joined Minted in the fall. We're an art company, and we help artists bring art into the world. We run design challenges. Our community gets to vote on the pieces that get made, and we help kind of popularize and bring out art that maybe people wouldn't take the traditional path to. I've been with the company for a few months now, really helping them build out their information security program and then just help them continue and mature their security journey of everything's changing and growing, and it happens quickly, and I'm just here to help them with that and help our customers who purchase things and help our artists. And yeah, it's
Cool.
a great company.
And maybe tell me a bit about your role and what you specifically are doing for them.
Yeah, I run our information security program, so I help oversee our compliance. I help with the engineering side, with the systems engineering side, really pulling everything together, making sure that we know what's going on, that we understand the pieces, that we're communicating with people, and that we're working with the other various departments on doing risk assessment and risk analysis, so people understand where data is going, where data is living, how it's being used, and helping them inform their decisions around that.
Got it. Got it. All right. Um, what are you most passionate about in your role? Like what really gets you up in the morning to come to work?
It, it's honestly, it's the excitement of helping people. I know that can sound cliche, but it really is getting the chance to reach out and to help people and help people do their jobs, help people make sure that they can get the most out of their day and do it in a way that they can feel safe. There's a lot that happens in the online world. It's so easy to make a mistake unintentionally. Just you're honestly trying to do what you need to do, and it really is it's the joy of getting to help people and to work in the art space. I minored in music. I love this community, and I love getting to the chance to bring my technology background into the art space.
Right. I like music too. So over the last 3 years, let's say, there's been a lot of things in security happening, IT. So what would you say if we had to choose like the top 5 security challenges that companies face today?
There's it's a big list to choose from, obviously, and a lot of that stems from how how much there is out there. And one of the biggest things that I've seen working in the startup space and pieces like that is just the rapid proliferation of SaaS companies offering products, and they're good products, and they're filling a niche in various markets, but it's making sure as you're using them, as you're working with them, that you understand how the data is flowing and how data is being used by them and what they're doing with that. And a lot of those risks there come from the expansion of privacy laws, which are good. We need to know that our information is being protected, but they change frequently. We're watching new laws crop up across states in the US. You have GDPR rulings that are coming out in Europe. Asia Pacific is starting to roll out new pieces. How do you stay on top of this stuff? How do you make sure that you're doing not just the right thing by your customers and the people who are trusting you with their data, but that you're meeting the legal standards that are laid out too? And that's really where we come in as security leaders, to help out and the work with the business partners, and make
Right.
sure that they can do this stuff. And everybody just wants to try and get their work done, and we need to help enable them to do that. We don't want to be in the way. You don't want to be the department of no that everybody talks about.
Yeah.
You need to be a partner, help them mitigate the risk, understand what it is. Sometimes you have to do something. That's how business works. And the goal is to make sure that you have enough information so you understand what's happening as you're going along.
Right. And I would even say that, I mean, sometimes you find that people are more comfortable when they feel secure. So, especially in this day and age, I know that we were just interviewed recently for, around that topic about more remote now, and people are unsure, safety and threats and hacking and, ransomware, everything. So sometimes the security can be a positive, but of course it goes without saying it has to keep people efficient.
It has to keep people efficient, and it's really important to help build and establish that trust. Trust is key to so much. And when people trust that you understand what's happening and trust that you're trying to do right by them, they're willing to work with you more.
Yeah. Which leads me to my next question, which what are you doing to overcome these challenges?
A lot of it has to do with education, and it's just reaching out and trying to help teach people about the landscape that's out there. Somebody who works day to day in marketing maybe doesn't understand all the technical security pieces, and why would they need to? That's I don't understand everything there is about marketing. That's why we have the roles that we have. And so it's really reaching out and working with people, learning stuff that's happening in the industry, talking with other folks, and really helping dig in and help coach and teach people through the various things.
Right. Um, so you started at Minted after DoControl was already in place. Um, so, typically I would talk about, how you chose us and that kind of stuff. I know that was before your time. So
Yep.
instead, what I want to focus on is another scenario for somebody kind of new to it. So it was already in there and in the system. How can maybe talk us through your personal experience in getting up to speed with the product?
I got introduced to do control, yeah, at Minted here, and it was one of those. We got in there, they started showing me around the product. I was impressed with how intuitive it was and how powerful it was. I honestly, some of the other tools that we've used in kind of the DLP, loss prevention, data governance space, they can be cumbersome. There's a lot there that they can do, and do controls layout was really easy to use. It just took a couple of days to where I was really comfortable with it. Was in there taking action, was working through the system. The people at Do Control have been great with any questions that we have, working through stuff. It's been a really easy onboarding experience for me, and really able to get value out of it quickly.
Awesome. And a little later, I'm going to open up kind of a demo instance, and you can kind of just give us or the audience a little idea of how
Mhm.
you're using it. But before we get there, so give us kind of like a day in the life of using Do Control.
Yeah, it's really it's really powerful at what it does in monitoring our SaaS applications, and where we have data. We're a Google shop, and it is really helpful in watching in the Google Drive instances. It's it's easy to make a mistake in there when you're sharing documents, when you're doing stuff. I've done it where you mean to share it with a person and it was set to public and you didn't notice that. And that's where do control is really powerful, and it's really helped us out. Of It lets us know, hey, somebody's done a thing, we can reach out and we can talk to them. Did you know you did this? Do you want to do this? Is this okay?
Right.
And we make sure that people have that knowledge. It's really let us work with the business owners so they understand, for the information your department has, this is where it's at, this is how it's being used, and they can make that informed decision.
Right. Perfect. Um, Tell me about some of the main benefits that you're getting from Do Control.
I- It's so great at just giving this quick look at, here's the data in your environment and where it's being shared and
Mm.
where it's being used. Try I know you can get at this stuff like through the APIs and pieces like that. We could write some of this, but it's so it's so simple at plugging in and monitoring and giving actionable information. It's not like we have to dig around for it. It's not like we have to hunt. It is presented in an easy to consume manner. It's presented a way where I can quickly reach out to people and explain through things, talk through questions I have about it, and let them make the right choice. And it gives us the ability to help them. If, let's say, they create a document and somebody else shares it and they're busy, I can reach out and be like, "Hey, I've seen this. Do you want us to take action on this for you? We can remove the share. We have the ability to do that. Yeah, please do." And it's just dealt with, and it makes it really powerful in that way.
Right, right. Speaking, so now you're kind of getting into some of the features. Maybe talk
Yeah.
about some of the features that you believe DoControl has that maybe other solutions are lacking in.
The I mean, the big thing is the ease of use. It really is the ease of use. Uh, the workflow editor, and I know we'll pull one up later to kind of talk through, but the workflows that we get to lay out and really go, a thing happened, notify people, take action, notify people, action was taken. It's so helpful to be able to go through that. And it's so lightweight. It's not intrusive. It sits on top. It rides along with our Google instances. We can plug it into other tools like Salesforce or Slack and have it help monitor there, let us know what's going on, and just be able to react quickly before something happens.
Right. So you mentioned Google and Slack. I mean, what are the different apps that you guys are mostly using for?
Right right now we're heavily in Google and Slack. Again, as we expand and mature and we're adding more pieces in, we're looking at integrating with some of the other file storage things like Dropbox and Box,
Right.
Salesforce. We're looking at pulling in, and I know you guys are always adding in new applications there, and
Right.
we're excited for all the pieces that are coming out where we can start to get all of this together
Cool.
and have that one place where we can really monitor the data moving through our environments.
Right. 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 I know. Before we had spoken, got online, you were telling me about maybe like an example workflow with some of your partner organizations that you work with. Maybe talk about that. I thought that was a really cool example.
Yeah, we work with a lot of partner organizations and outside firms, and we bring in people to help us with things. And you've got to share documents with them. And Google
Right.
Drive's a great way to do that. And similar to you can make a mistake internally if they're working on something and they need to share it with somebody else there. It's the same thing of it can alert us when somebody outside our organization has adjusted sharing, and it's not it's not that anybody's doing anything malicious. It's people are trying to do their job, but it can let us know, oh, this entity has shared a file. Do you want that out there? And we can immediately alert the file owner and be like, hey, this is going on, just so you know, and leave it up to them on what to do. The security team doesn't have to act as a bottleneck, and we don't have to act as a gatekeeper. We can enable the other parts of the business and the business partners to know this is what's going on. You can take action as you deem
Right.
appropriate.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's interesting when we typically onboard a company. One of the first things we do is we just show them their whole posture. Let's say, and show them like, hey, look, did you know that 8% of all of your SaaS docs are open to anyone with the URL?
Yeah.
And as you were saying, like in general, it's probably not a big deal. It's probably like drafts of, say, a blog, like what my department might work in, or
Yeah.
this. But you know what? If just two or three, or even one of those files has stuff that they really don't want out there, that was meant to do that, and wasn't malicious, as you said, it's a risk, and it's those kinds of risks that we've always heard from our customers, and that this can help to prevent. Just kind of having that visibility, I think that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And I've been really impressed too, just using everything. It's Do Control's very focused on this piece, and it does it very, very well. And everybody has been really upfront with this is what we do. And it's that focus really helps make it powerful. It it knows what it can do and it knows what it can't do, and
Right.
that focus really gives us the ability to set up a system that works
Right.
for our company and gives me the comfort knowing this will work and it's not
Right.
going to do some crazy thing on me.
Right, right, definitely. So I want to show kind of a demo or our demo instance because I didn't want to go into your own secure environment, obviously. So
Yeah,
let me just share. I'm going to share my desktop. And by the way, I meant to mention to everybody if you guys do have questions, you can click the little question mark button there on the right side, and then we'll get some questions later if you guys want. But here we have, this is our demo instance. This is not Minted's instance. It's not their data at all. But what I wanted to do, this is the same kind of screen that you see. And I just thought it'd
yep,
be fun
yep.
to maybe talk through, you open up DoControl in the morning and just kind of walk us through what are the kinds of things that you look at or looking for and how do you use it?
Yeah, one of the pieces that I use a lot is we get the email alert or the updates in there, and so I'm looking through that. Like, are there things out there? Is there something in that that jumps out at me? But yeah, day to day, I'm coming in here and I'm looking at the breakdown. I'm looking in the alert section. Do I have active warnings or active
Right.
risks that are out there? If there's something that do control thinks is particularly concerning, it shows up as red in here as a risk, and
Exactly.
it and
And
it
just to
lets
show
us
you some
know.
sample, again, everybody, these are just samples, but this is our own internal, but you can see kinds of alerts that you might see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we'll go through here and be like, oh, these documents are public, and we can look at it and go, yeah, that needs to be. That's perfectly fine. Or hey, I don't know about this one. Let me reach out to the person who owns the document.
right,
Do you know this is public?
right,
And let them make the choice on what they want to do.
exactly. Um, go back to the overview here. Oop, there we go. Okay, yeah, and you were talking about, and you were going, here.
Yeah, and so we're looking at kind of the breakdown. We see the breakdown for our documents and some of the policies and in the domains where information is shared. If we see something in there that looks unusual, we can reach out.
Right.
This is it's a good overview, and then we can go into the inventory piece and kind of
Hmm.
look at key departments. If we know that a department's been working on a project recently,
Right,
we can look through those groups and say, hey, is there anything new in here? Or hey, we've onboarded a bunch of people over here lately. We just want to make sure that they
right.
understand what's happening, and we,
Yeah,
we can help them look through here and understand what's going on in their
right.
areas.
Exactly, exactly. And then also one thing I know which is cool, and we launched this publicly last week, is the workflows. And I know you guys are one of our beta customers. So this is the kind of demo workflows area, but I thought maybe we could just look at one of the workflows because of course when we give it to customers, you can set up whatever you want. We also have a bunch that are in there that are already done, but I think we were talking maybe like I think the auto expire one, you guys have something similar. Maybe talk through how you're using that.
Yeah, I was so excited when this came out. I saw a demo of this back in December, and I was really chomping at the bit to get into this one. This was exciting. The library that exists has been amazing, and we've been able to build out some really awesome workflows in here. The
Right.
granularity that we can get at, the control that we have in here, and the customization has been so amazing. And so this is a great example workflow. This is one of the ones I know that's in your library that we were looking at, where
Mhm.
we can take and if a document goes public or gets shared in some way, uh, let's say somebody on my security team shares the audit findings document.
Mhm.
Well, I don't want that public. I can have it immediately email me that happened. I can have it email the person that shared it that hey, this happened, and then
Mhm.
it can revoke that share right away. It's essentially, it can go, hey, in 2 minutes I'm pulling this off, and then
Right.
take that action and do that auto remediation. Um, if it's something less sensitive, if it's something in like, oh, we're sharing this document because we're collaborating with somebody
Right.
on a project, we can go, hey, yeah, we want this out here, and in 1 week we're going to pull this down,
Right.
which is great, and we can set that up, and we can notify the owners that, hey, this is public. We know you know that you did this. In 1 week we're going to revoke this for you, and then set up all those alerts. And I'm really excited for the choices that people
Hmm.
have, where they get to go oh no, revoke that immediately, and it sends that email alert. And
Right.
I got the demo for the Slack integration for it to show how it
All
can
right.
pop the messages in Slack. And we're a really big Slack shop. We do a lot of our work there. And to be able to just in Slack hit yes, no, and all of that stuff, the decision engine is so great. Um, and yeah, I'm very, very excited for
Yeah.
what this will let us get to do.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm not going to go through a full demo here. This is a, I will tell everybody if you are interested in seeing this, what we're actually doing. We're having Guy, our head of product. He's going to be presenting this on a webinar next week, exactly 1 week. And also we have some demos that you can see, some past webinars we've done, or you can just call us and we'll do a full demo. But yeah, this is cool. And of course, as you were saying, you can make this dependent on, if they're sharing PI information, immediately take it away, right? Or
Yep.
you guys have decided to give them that choice and wait 30 days, or you could say, you know, you can have if thens in here as well. So it's really cool the
It,
way it.
and I really love how well laid out that this is, where it's easy to pick the key fields, like the obvious fields that you might want to put
Right,
in an email to alert somebody are just right there, easy to do. At the same time, though, I like getting in the nuts and bolts. You've opened it up to where I can go in there
right,
and work on the JSON objects, and really customize this to work for each department as they see fit.
right,
It's
right.
amazing.
Awesome. Cool. So just to kind of wrap up, what's some advice that maybe you'd give to others in a similar role that are trying to establish SaaS access governance?
It really comes down to needing and getting something that is lightweight. You do not want to overburden people. You do not want to do that. You need to show value to the other areas of the business on how this can help them, and it not slow them down. It, People are going to be resistant to change. They are, and the security teams have earned a reputation of saying no and being heavy-handed and coming in. And you've got to get something that people can use, that they feel comfortable using, and that they can see how it can benefit them and really help work the way that they work. Do they want to work by email? Great, I'll alert you by email. Do you want to work in Slack? Great, I'll alert you in Slack. Get out of the way and let the people who own the information control the information. Enable them to do that work. Do not be a gatekeeper. And when you can build that partnership, it's going to be so much easier to implement something like this and really help boost the value all through the company.
Awesome. Well, fantastic. I think you've given us a lot to kind of think about and some good pointers. And I love all of the kind of background that you gave as well. It's fantastic. So we really look forward to continuing our work with you, and all the feedback you guys, your team have given us, helps us make our products better. Um, and yeah, so thank you on behalf of DoControl. And if you guys have questions, get in touch, and we look forward to seeing you guys on the next webinar, which I said is next week. We're going to be showing this whole workflows and the features of that and how that works. And as always, you can look on our Bright Talk channel to see all the past webinars and see those whenever you would like. And this has been recorded, and we will send this out to everybody who registered soon after. Great. Thank you so much, Matt. It was awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we're excited to be working with DoControl and everything that you guys are doing. It's a great product, and we're very, very happy to be able to use it to help our people out.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.
Okay.